Dion Lewis made NFL postseason history with his 3 touchdowns as a rusher, a receiver, and as a return man. Where would the Patriots have been without him?
That's a great question, Michael. I think that, look, he's a really nice guy to root for. This is one of those really fantastic stories, given all of the knee issues, given all of the health issues he's had. This is a guy who I think is really enjoying his time in the postseason. And if they did not have him on Saturday night, it would have been a lot tougher than it was for a few reasons, not the least of which they've had some struggles at the kick return position over the course of the year. They've had multiple fumbles. Lewis actually fumbled one on Saturday night. So they've had trouble finding consistency there. And so I think that they would have struggled if they didn't have him there. The other thing, too, is LeGarrette Blount was not feeling well going into that game. I think his reps were way off. He was suffering from a cold and flu type of thing over the course of the week. And Dion Lewis got a lot more between the tackles touches than he usually does. And so I think from a running game perspective, I think they would have struggled there as well. So, look, this is a guy who is a really dynamic offensive option, and I think he's going to be a guy who's going to be, you talk about all of the offensive star power that the Patriots have, and you have to figure going forward that a guy like Dion Lewis has to be accounted for all of a sudden, because he is a guy who can put pressure on opposing defenses as a pass catcher, as a running back. And then the other remarkable thing, the stat that I love, ever since he showed up here in New England, he has not lost a game. He is 15-0 when the Patriots have had him in the lineup. He played the first part of the year last year before he got injured, then came back halfway through this past season. Hasn't lost a game in the lineup. He is the New England Patriots' lucky charm.
You mentioned Blount wasn't feeling too well for this game. Do you think then we're going to see more of Lewis next week against Pittsburgh, or it's going to be back to the combination with a bunch of guys back there, mainly Blount running the football?
I think if Blount is healthy, it's going to be more Blount than anything else. This is a guy who really enjoyed a renaissance this year in New England, topping 1,000 yards just the second time in his career, had a career high when it comes to carries, rushes, and is the absolute best red zone running threat in the league. He is the guy who has earned that position if he is healthy enough to play. He will get the majority of the between the tackles, work, and you'll see Lewis kind of work in to augment that performance. But if Blount is healthy, he's going to be the man in the backfield this week.
What's the biggest challenge for the Patriots against this Steelers team?
To be able to, and it sounds strange to say when you're talking about a Patriots team, but to be able to match them score for score. I think this is the one other team in the AFC that has the ability to run up and down the field with them from an offensive perspective. When you look at Roethlisberger, when you look at Bell, when you look at Brown, that's a group that can really put up points and really do some offensive damage. And the Patriots, have done a really good job since hitting the reset button on defense midway through the 2016 regular season. All the numbers have been trending in the right direction. Run defense, pass defense, total points allowed. But this is going to present a real challenge for them. And I think, Pittsburgh has an explosive offense. They have a quick strike offense. They have the sort of offense that can hurt you on multiple levels. And like I said, it's remarkable to think about, we talked about all the star power that New England has on offense. I think the biggest challenge for New England will not only be to contain Le'Veon Bell and slow Antonio Brown, but just simply kind of keep up with Pittsburgh when it comes to putting points on the board.